Welcome to Her Imprint, part of the Impressions Exchange. I'm Denise Gustafson, your host. This podcast celebrates the remarkable women who are transforming the printing industry. We'll explore their journeys, from challenges to triumphs, and share the stories that leave a lasting imprint. Today I have with me Christine Walsh. She's owner of Alpha Graphics Incorporated. So Christine, welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. It really is, and to talk with you today.
I'm looking forward to our conversation. So to get us started, could you tell us a little bit about Alpha Graphics?
So Alpha Graphics is a printing, graphics, design, now marketing and digital marketing studio. I bought the company in 2007 from an owner that was getting ready to retire. And so I've evolved with the company, and the company's evolved with me. We work with universities, we work with hospitals, we work with corporations, institutions in printing marketing collateral for them, as well as wall graphics, as well as fine art prints, and so many other things.
Perfect.
We're custom, so we can do all the neat, cool stuff that maybe some other print shops can't.
And to clarify, you're actually not part of the franchise Alpha Graphics. So you are an independent company that is working in the Baltimore area?
Correct. Yeah, the franchise is not allowed to come into Baltimore without my explicit permission, and I am not allowed to franchise outside of Baltimore. So that was written in contract, I think, around 2000. So yeah, I'm not part of it. We are locally owned. We are woman-owned. I'm certified woman-owned. We're a small but crafty little shop here.
So what made you get involved in printing in the first place?
To be honest with you, I never set out to own a print shop.
Come on, everybody does.
No, I went to art school many years ago. And when I married my husband at the time, and he's an attorney, his client was the previous owner, Marcia Wachowski. And she said, Don, I'm getting ready to retire, but I don't want to let all my long-term employees go. Do you know anybody that wants to buy the company? Him thinking that I went to art school 20 years earlier, he thought, oh, I know the perfect person. But really what he thought was, she knows how to talk to people. I got her back on the business part, and so she should buy this company. And so that's how I got into this wonderful world of print. And I learned everything that I needed to know about the Alpha way, and there is an Alpha way, from the employees. They taught me how to handle clients. They taught me how to mount posters, how to print posters, how to look for color, and all the nuances in between.
So you have an art degree. So what were you doing with your art degree before you started here?
Oh, I don't have an art degree. And I quit because I thought I was terrible. And
I doubt that very much.
I thought I was. I quit art school after a year, ended up getting my bachelor's in economics and my master's in information systems. I worked at the Maryland General Assembly working with the senators and delegates with their hardware and software.
Okay.
So yeah. And then I married my husband, and I had some extra money because I sold my house. I was moving in with him. And so I said, why not? I had kind of reached the glass ceiling, and I put an offer in to Marcia, and she accepted. And 2 weeks later, here I am looking at these employees. So it was a scary but very quick 2 weeks.
Definitely. That's really quick.
Yep.
What made you stay?
Oh, wow. That's a good question that no one has asked me. I stayed, one, because I felt like I was changing somebody's life, whether it was in print or whether it was we were printing a fine art print that someone had done for them that had passed away, and the emotion when you hand something beautiful over to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, and you get goosebumps. And every client that got our products and used our services were very happy. And I was adamant about making sure that they ended up happy. I think in the 20 years I've been owner, I think there's a handful of times that someone's ever been angry or left upset with a product. And if people are upset, we reprint it. We don't ask questions, we just reprint it. But I think I stayed because I love the people. I'm passionate about the work. And why not be a workaholic?
Hopefully you're not too bad of a workaholic.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm getting better. I have a really good team here. I don't need to work as hard.
And honestly, that's probably one of the hardest things that any woman has to deal with is that work-life balance, figuring out, especially if you're raising kids, dealing with the mom guilt. Where do I spend my time? Do I spend it with my family? Do I spend it at the office? That's, I think, something a lot of women just struggle with every day in some ways.
It is a struggle. We are empty nesters, so we don't have kids at home anymore, but I did raise kids running this company. And there were times when I absolutely could not get away.
Mhm.
And there were times when it was like, okay, my daughter has a lacrosse game at 3:30. I'm going to be there. I'll just go home and work later. Or my son has a basketball game or whatever's going on. I had that flexibility to leave, to be able to be present when I needed to be present. Neither my husband nor I have a work-life balance. And it's very hard if you want to be successful, if you want to go to the next level, to work hard. The whole thing about, what is it? Work harder, not smarter. Yeah.
Smarter, not harder.
That's it. I worked smarter, but I still had to work harder. And sometimes when I couldn't make it to those things with my kids, I apologize, guys, but I got a legacy to build here for you, or I've got something I've got to get done. And I've made 90% of your games, and it's okay if I miss one. So I tried not to let that guilt get to me as much.
It's hard, though.
It is hard. It is hard. It's very hard.
It's something that's so ingrained, especially in women, that we have that mothering instinct in some ways. We want to be able to be there. We want to be able to be supportive, and those are our kids at the same time.
Right. And at the same time, I've got to show my daughter that life isn't all about things being easy. It's also about working hard towards something that you want to accomplish. And if you want something bad enough, you will get it. She worked very hard at lacrosse. I worked very hard at building a business, but we still met in the middle. I still had my summers were gone because I was taking her to every lacrosse camp or whatever you could get to. So we still had those moments that we still remembered. But I think she'll tell you to this day, I work too much. I work very hard. But then she also has those memories of when I was on the side of the field coaching her. So yeah, it's all in how you handle it.
Yeah, and in some cases too, the example that you're setting for your daughter as well, that you can work hard, that you can accomplish things by working hard, putting your mind to something and what you get out of it.
You get what you give.
Yeah.
That will be my saying, my mantra until I die. You get what you give.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a certain amount of work ethic that I think in some ways I feel is lacking in some of the younger generations. Well, I'm one of those Gen Xers, so I'm in that weird area where we learn from our parents that you stay loyal to companies, you work hard and you do these things. Then there's the younger generations that have a very different work life view. I think it's very interesting. Good or bad, I'm not sure.
I know, I don't either. This generation is different
It's
to
very,
work with. When I came in, I was 30 something working with 50 somethings. So they were looking at me like I had no idea what I was doing. And I was looking at them going, show me what to do. I
Yeah.
need to know what's the next steps. So, but this new generation is not as proactive. They'd rather wait until you come to them instead of saying, all right, I'm done with this. What's the next thing I need to accomplish? And I don't know if that's something where it's how you were brought up or it's just innate. They're very relaxed. They want Zen. Deadlines and rush work is very difficult for them to interpret. It's okay, walk a little faster, walk a little faster, walk a little. And it's because they're like this. And I just need them to walk a little faster to get the job done. But that's not how they think. And I'm trying to learn better how to interact with the Gen Zs. I don't think I have.
And alphas too. I mean,
I was
they're
going to
coming
say,
up,
I don't
yeah.
know that I have any alphas. Is that, how old are the alphas?
I honestly have to go look that up.
Yeah, I think it's more of the Gen Z. So it's probably our range is between 23 and 33. So it's millennial.
Yeah. Alphas go to 16.
Okay, no
So-
alphas.
But they're coming soon.
I know. I hope I'm retired.
But yeah, the generations that are like the Gen Zers, they learn so much differently
Mm,
than how we did. I still
right.
remember I was chatting with another woman that is part of the EMA, so the Envelope Manufacturers Association, and they had a thing on the Hill for Mother's Day. So basically, send a card to your mom for the senators and the staff and whatnot. They had to actually teach them how to actually address an envelope.
I know. Okay, I have a Gen Z that didn't know how to write a check,
Yeah.
but the envelope is the same thing. My daughter, I guess I didn't teach her right. What is up with that?
But it's just funny. It's just one of those things I took for granted.
Me too.
It blew my mind when she mentioned that. I'm like, seriously? How do you not? But again, it's not something they really encounter.
Nope, they
But
didn't.
then they come with the digital savvy that maybe we don't have,
Yep,
that
it's the
we've had
cash
to
app.
learn. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm like, can you write a check? And she's, I've never written a check for you. Can you tell me how to do it? And then the address is in the middle on the up. But it,
Yeah.
but anyway, I totally get you.
We digress.
We do digress. We digress.
Now, since you've been in the industry, so 20-ish years, it's changed. Obviously, you're women-owned business, but that is not the rule generally when it comes to the print industry. Most of the time, you're going to have men in charge. You have that glass ceiling in some cases. How do you feel that has changed over the years? Have you seen changes? You've seen changes probably within your org itself.
Oh, absolutely. When I started, it was common to walk into industry meetings and be one of the very few women at the table, especially in ownership or leadership roles. And then to be perceived as, oh, you must be his secretary or whatever that may be. But it has changed significantly, and more women are leading companies and they're managing production, especially at my shop, running the sales teams and influencing the technology decisions too. I think the industry is beginning to recognize that leadership isn't defined by physical strength or stereotypes anymore, but vision, adaptability, and most of all, I think the ability to build great teams. I think I've had a lot of iterations of great teams. Many have worked, many haven't. Right now, I do believe I have a great team. And like I said, as we were beginning, and most of them are women on my team. I want to build a business of women running these presses. And I've got 2 women running the presses and 1 woman running operations. My hope is that the future generations don't see women in print as the unusual or that we're warehouse type people, but we're also leaders, we're teachers. I want the next generation. Who is going to take over this business? If we've been going for 54 years and we are 54 years strong, who's going to take over my smaller company running a Canon V900 or a Roland V640? Who's going to do that if we don't bring them in now and teach them? Thank God I have some universities locally that are working with men and women to teach them how to run equipment in a print shop. And
Mhm.
I've got 3 employees from the university doing
Awesome.
that. Yeah. And I want to be very honest and let them know, here's what you're missing. Here's what they're not learning. Here's what I'm seeing are the gaps in their education. And here's where I think your print shop should run things like this. So it's been a really good thing. Like I said, gender was a big thing when I started. And I've spoken with a lot of printers who said I'd be out of business oh, she'll be out of business next year. And here I am 20 years later and they're out of business.
Yeah. Honestly, when you're talking about the early stages of print, being a man had advantages because it was very physical, getting the paper on the presses and whatnot. There are some physical limitations that women have. That's just how we're built.
Right.
But now, with the advent of all the automation that we now have, all the other things, the roll lifters, all of those things that actually machinery that can do that, there's no reason why women can't be in the press room working.
Right. We don't have a roll lifter. I wish I could get one. My back has gone out several times, but it's like, all right, you need help. let me help you put that roll
Yeah.
on. They're 50, 75 pounds sometimes, and it's a
Mhm.
lot. So yeah, you're right.
But now there's so much that's now being put in place for efficiency's sake. It's not even just to allow it, granted, it allows women to do more in those areas. And why
Correct.
not take advantage of the technology that we're
Yeah,
actually given?
exactly.
Printing United Expo is where the entire printing industry unites under one roof. Explore cutting edge technology from over 800 exhibitors, see live product demonstrations, and discover solutions that can transform your business. With exclusive education sessions, expert insights, and endless networking opportunities, this is the must attend event for anyone in print. No matter your role, Printing United Expo delivers the innovation, connections, and knowledge to help you stay ahead. Join us this September 23rd to the 25th in Las Vegas. Learn more at printingunited.com and experience the future of print today.
Looking a little bit on the technology side, it's changed over the last 20 years. Probably pretty dramatically for your shop. What can you say about technology changes? How has that helped your business? How has it helped you build even the team that you have within your business?
That's a really good question. I have tried to keep up with technology as best as I could serve my clients. I didn't want to get beyond it. I didn't want to stay in back of it. But what's kept us continuing to grow is the fact that technology is constantly changing. A press that I had 2 years ago doesn't do all the wonderful things that the press I got now does. 3 years ago, I had a large format printer that we'd have to make sure the prints were dry before they were mounted. And now it's UV and all that wonderful stuff. Everything's immediate, but it changes. AI is definitely changing the market. I also bought another company within the past 4 years called Red Start Creative. And so that's digital marketing, it's messaging, it's website design and development. And Red Start had a history in Baltimore for 14 years prior to me buying it. And we brought in the Red Start portion into the alpha side. And so now we're all under one roof. But digital marketing continues to evolve every day that Google changes something or Meta changes something. But then also remember your customer expectations shift. It's keeping a keen eye on all of that. But every year, there's always something new to learn. And I enjoy how to combine traditional craftsmanship, which is what we've been about for 54 years, with modern technologies. I do love helping my clients navigate it rather than fear it. But I also know that next year is going to be different with technology than it is from this year. And 5 years down the road, have we instituted AI? Has technology changed so much that that client is going to be obsolete? We're going to be obsolete to that client. And so keeping myself up to date on what's new, what's fun, and what's going to keep the shop going for at least the next 10 years is what's always going to be on my brain.
How is AI impacting you at this point?
Let me tell you, this group that I have, they're very hesitant to take AI under their belt.
It's
That
it's an unknown.
it is an unknown. It's environmentally, I guess, upsetting.
When you look at
There's
the
a lot
data
of
centers and
yeah,
the
well,
power
which
and water and yeah.
I didn't realize until I'm like environmental, and that I see. Yeah, all right, I can understand that. AI I use for personally for myself. I use it to help me do a little HR, how to create conversations, those crucial conversations. But as far as in interspersing it into something other than processes and operations, I haven't done that yet. ClickUp is a program management system we use. It's got a little bit of AI in it. I would love to talk with the print industry about what AI can do and where we can institute AI into our companies. Those kind of discussions are always pulling me in. And either I miss it or no one's talking about it yet because no one's at that point. I need to do a lot more research in order to understand where my company sees AI and what the next steps are for that.
I always illustrate it with the fact that it's like a high school dance. There's a lot of people, wallflowers. They're all on the outside watching. There might be one or two people on the dance floor doing something, but a lot of people are still wallflowers. They're nursing their drink and they're standing watching,
Yeah.
trying to figure it out.
What is up with that? I'm like jumped in, I'm building bots and I'm building this and I'm all over the place in it. And I have it give me a daily debriefing. It goes and pulls from my emails like, hey, Chris, did you see this email from yesterday? If not, you really better get back to this client. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't need an executive assistant. I've got this. But why are you on the outside looking in? Why aren't you trying to figure out how to reduce that environmental impact? How to help it make you get to the next level in the company? I've read a lot. I've listened to a lot of podcasts. If you don't embrace it, it's going to replace you or it's going to forget you. And you will be back here going, I'm sorry, I just didn't want, sorry, our company needs to think about the future. And
Yep.
so that's where I am with that. Totally where I am.
Yeah. A lot of people say people are worried that AI is going to take our jobs or it's
Yep.
going to take away certain things. And so that they're reluctant to use it
Yeah.
because of that fear.
Exactly.
But honestly, it's not AI that's going to take it. It's going to be the person who uses AI that will take it. So there's a difference.
Yep. That's exactly right.
And it's
Right.
hard. It's scary. It can do so many different things. How do you protect yourself? How do you protect your company? How do you protect your data? There's so many other things when you start thinking about the regulatory side of it and the protection and the governance. How does that all apply? And how should we be doing this to make sure that we're safe as we try these new things?
Exactly. Absolutely. And like I said, my husband's an attorney and he's dealing with this every day and tries to talk a lot of his clients out of not doing the legal stuff inside of AI, but because it just doesn't give you the right answer. But if I asked an employee to come to me with three solutions and they got two and just maybe needed one more, and then ask ChatGPT, get the free version, ask it. And it came back with a solution that was going to just, oh my gosh, that's an amazing solution. We're going to go with that. That's all I need it for. Give me something. I don't need you to delve into it and work on Claude all day long and co-work building things. I just need you to use it to give you an edge, a step up. No.
To help you ideate on different things and different ways that you can do. It is great to toss stuff against it and to work, but again, it still needs a human involved to know, is this actually physically possible or not? Can we actually do this, or is this just
Exactly.
something that's completely made up and
Yep.
won't work?
Exactly.
And didn't they say something in the same thing, like when we first had navigation programs, that you couldn't trust them sometimes, like in MapQuest, because it might send you,
Yes.
again, it's
I
something we
know.
learn. There's some common sense that needs to come into the room at the same time.
Yes, there does. There absolutely does. So I just hope that this generation doesn't poo-poo it totally and take it step by step, embrace it little by little, but definitely embrace it because it's going to be their future too. It
Yeah.
definitely will.
It's shaping the industry, what will look like in 5 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's changing so quickly. What we see now, a year from now could be completely different.
Yeah. You are right. I know. I'm
It's
with you on that.
Yeah, honestly, you could say the same thing about the internet when the internet first came out. Oh, you can't trust anything on it, whatnot. Where would we be without the internet at this
I
point?
don't know. But I remember sitting in a chat room going, oh my God, I'm talking with somebody and we're in Japan right now. And that's so cool. I love it. And then look how it's about. But
Mhm. It's a
nobody
tool.
wanted, right. It's a tool. It's a tool. Just AI is going to be a tool too. It's got a good brain, but it doesn't have your brain.
Correct. So how do you get that tribal knowledge within an
Yeah.
LLM that's within your company, that's not outside? So it's pulling from your established history and knowledge. How do we
Right.
build things like that can help us for our companies?
Right now, I'm trying to build a clone of me. So if I'm out or I'm on vacation, it's like, what would Chris do? You can ask that clone, this is what Chris would do. And they have them, which is freaky scary. That's my next thing over the summer, if I get a little time, is to build a clone of me and then give it to the team. And maybe I don't have to come into the shop anymore.
Early retirement for the
Early
physical you?
That'd be great. And
I'm
I
going to
still
have to
get a
check in
paycheck.
on you to see how that goes and how well your clone is. So as we're wrapping up, my favorite question, and it's the one that I always end our podcast with, is knowing what you know now. So all of the things that you've been through over the last 20 years, running a company, if you were just walking in today, fresh-faced, nothing, you're starting from ground zero, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh, walking in the shop, just brand spanking new.
Yeah.
I had high expectations of myself when I walked in there. I would say it's okay to fail because I've had so many failures that I don't think I'd be the business owner I am today without them. They have shaped me. They have made decisions for me. They have put me in my place. They have done everything under the sun, and there were a lot of them. But I kept pushing, and I didn't let that define me. If that sounds like cliche, I just didn't. The other thing, and I know you said one, is transparency to me is it needs to be there. It's got to be, it's okay to fail, but be transparent. And so that's the advice I would give myself if I walked in the door today. It's okay. You're not going to know everything. You're going to fail at a lot of stuff. You're going to learn from those failures. And boy, did I learn from those failures. Pie in the face, learn from those failures. But
And
like
some
I
are probably
said,
pretty costly too, I imagine.
oh, Mama, you have no idea. Humility. A lot of them, but I know now who I am, what I am, and what this company can do and what it can't do
Mhm.
based on everything I've learned and taught myself.
It honestly makes you stronger.
Yep, very strong. And I think that's why my team, I am a WOCA heavy, and I'll tell them how it is. And I wouldn't have told them how it is when I was 37 or when I'm 57. I'm okay telling you how it is. And I'll tell you nicely, but I'm going to be very blunt because this is how you're going to learn. Otherwise, if I flower it all up, you're never going to learn from it. So you need to know a little bit of humility and shame from this.
Awesome. Well, Christine, thank you again for spending a little bit of time with me. I had a
Oh,
lot of fun chatting with you this morning.
thank you. Same for me. I really enjoyed you pulling this stuff out of me and making me remember all these wonderful stories and bringing me back to 20 years ago.
Thanks again. Thank you for joining us on this journey to celebrate and amplify the voices of women in the printing industry. If you have a story to share or know someone whose journey deserves to be highlighted, we'd love to hear from you. Together, let's continue inspiring and empowering the next generation of leaders. Until next time, keep leaving your imprint. This is Her Imprint. See you soon.